teacher talking sports. What it does would do how we live. And once the Miami Dolphins got completely blown out by a Cleveland Browns team that, let's be honest, is not very good, I honestly thought there was a good chance that the following day Mike McDaniel will lose his job. Well, it's now been 3 days since that game, and Mike McDaniel is still the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and it looks like they're not going to fire him at least anytime this week. Well, Dolphins really struggled this year, only have one win on the season. Of course, Tyreek Hill's out for the year. Now Darren Waller's on IR. And Tua definitely not playing as well as he did in previous years. It's really just been a complete struggle. And, everyone's definitely on board to see him go, at least from Dolphins fans. And a couple people have been calling him out. This was actually before the Browns game on Sunday. Tedy, Bruschi, of course, an ESPN analyst now and a longtime Patriot, had this to say.
This coach, this tuning out when owners hire head coaches, okay, this is what I want you to think about. That's the voice, and that's the picture, and that's the man that your players will be seeing every single day at 8 in the morning all the way to 6 when they leave. He speaks to them in front of them, at practice, in the meetings, all the time. You want that in front of your players? Look at that picture. Is that the one that you want leading your franchise, okay? That's what you got to think about, because that kind of picture, I'll just be honest with you, I don't see it with Mike McDaniel. Okay, if I had to see that man in front of me with some of the things that I've seen him say, and I've watched a lot of his press conferences, and I've watched a lot of him from the Hard Knocks a few years ago, I don't know how I'd be able to play in that locker room, to be honest with you. The man that I want leading me that's going to take you to championships is someone that's the exact opposite of that man in Miami.
All right. Well, of course, his head coach in New England for the longest was Bill Belichick, who was, you could say maybe the ultimate leader of men, although that has clearly changed of late. Jordan Hudson on the sidelines for him at North Carolina games. But anyhow, Dianna Russini was on, what's his name? Dan Le Batard's show. She had this to say. Yeah, I think we all saw it. I don't think anyone watched that game and thought that Mike McDaniel even wanted to be out there in the rain and the cold. Looked miserable just being the head coach. So we'll just start with him on the sideline. Obviously, the ridiculous sunglasses, and he just looks like, for a coach that I think has had so much potential, is still a really bright guy. He just looks like it's spinning a little bit out of his control. So if you did not see, this is him on the sidelines, and I get it. It was a rainy, dreary day, but, is this what you expect from a head coach? And, still rocking those sunglasses that Dianna Russini called ridiculous. Of course, when he first became the head coach, was seen as, a guy that could be an offensive mastermind. Tua was putting up great numbers. Tyreek Hill was almost breaking records. And that's no longer the case. Everyone's struggling. And, the Dolphins, really, since he's been a head coach, they've beaten the bad teams, at least until recently, and just have not been able to beat the good teams. And, it would really take a complete turnaround to expect Mike McDaniel to hold his job. Apparently, Stephen Ross still believes in him, the Dolphins owner, but I don't think any of the fans really do at this point. Do you expect him to last the season for Miami? Who are some good options to take over the head role if and when he does get canned? Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.